Steve Shives. Who is this guy?
Steve?
Steve Shives has been on the internet for a while, and his entire persona, the brand that he puts on YouTube, is that he's a good guy. He takes a look at all angles and he tries to choose the right angle every single time. He knows what the right path is, and you should listen to him.
Oh, hey.
If you look on his channel, you'll find quite a few different video types that he made. Recently, he's stumbled into something of a Star Trek fandom, I guess, so that has been giving him a little bit of attention. But before that, and mixed in with these, are videos about things in our system that need to be changed in order for our system to be more morally right, and really, in general, how to be a good moral person. That's the kind of guy that this Steve Shives bills himself as. But I'm here to tell you something. I'm here to break Steve Shives' little world. You see, Steve Shives isn't a good guy. He's actually a bad guy.
So I kind of jumped up and grabbed it and kicked my way up the trunk until I was on that branch.
You see, in the middle of virtue signaling how great of a guy he is, Steve Shives took a little bit of time out of his daily routine to publicly announce something that happened in his life. This post is from December 29th on his Patreon. Steve says, a personal announcement. Hey folks, a personal announcement. Ashley and I are getting divorced. Ashley, of course, is Steve Shives' wife. We've reached an agreement. We've signed the papers. All we're waiting for now is the court date to make it official. Steve, why are you announcing this publicly like you're some kind of big-time celebrity? Like, I mean, I see that you have a bit more than 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, but this isn't anybody's business but your own. But, hey, you're putting it out there, so I guess we'll have a look at it, Steve. I just don't think you'll like what we have to say. He continues, Ashley and I were together for 15 years, married for 10. I could not have asked for a better partner in every way, and I couldn't have made a go of things on YouTube without her support, which came in financial, emotional, and creative forms. Her contributions to Steve and Stuffy videos, in particular, were immeasurable. Steve and Stuffy videos are videos where he talks to stuffed animals and plays out different stories. They're pretty unimpressive.
Not to take yourself or your own ideas or opinions too seriously.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will miss working with her and seeing her bring her wonderful characters to life. The Stuffy videos will continue with a new series and new characters. Oh, thank God. Too bad your marriage can continue, but whatever. That's a topic for another time. But I know the absence of Ashley's voice will always be felt by those of us who loved her work. I won't go into details regarding the reasons for our separation, but it suffices to say that it resulted from my poor choices, not hers. We are parting on good terms. I hope we can remain friends as we each begin to chart our own paths forward from this point. Thank you for everything, Ashley. I'm sorry. I wish you only the best. I hope you take the world by storm in the months and years to come. I can't wait to see it. So you're probably sitting there thinking, yeah, that's, I mean, it's weird that he's making a public statement, but, it doesn't seem like a very bad public statement. Seems pretty benign, doesn't it? Well, soon, my friends, you're going to understand why he didn't want to go into the details regarding the reasons for their separation. But luckily, we have an inside source.
You should probably climb trees more often than you do.
Ha.
When browsing Kiwi Farms about this information, I found this post right here. Steve Shives is getting a divorce, and he caused it somehow. Interesting, he caused it. He kind of talked about that in his little post, but I'd like to know a little bit more about this. So I was scrolling through a bit, and I found some information here that has some spoilers. And this has some posts from a popular Reddit post, or from some popular Reddit posts, some info from some popular Reddit posts. And these were actually suspected to be written by Steve's wife, the wife that, hey, he's divorcing. Now, the tricky part is this. When I tried to look a little bit deeper into the Reddit posts, they're gone. They were deleted. After being put out there into the public, they have since been gone. But here's the crazy thing about the internet. What you put out there is still there. It's been archived, my friends. And I think we should take a look at her side of the story. That was his Weasley little excuse, trying to save face, trying to still sound like he's this really great guy that can tell you how to live your life. Let's see what his wife had to say about this. So here we have got the archived Reddit posts so that we may take a look at them. They go all the way back to August 1st of 2020, and they go to December 29th of 2020. So it's just a couple months, but there's quite a few different posts here. Now, these are posted in a subreddit called Surviving Infidelity. That might tell you a little bit of something that's been going on with this here. And the first one is, How should I, 36F, react to husband 40M suddenly Zoom calling his ex-wife? Now, the username that's being used for these is throwrahbindex 121343, and you might be wondering, well, how do we even know that this is Steve Shives' wife? Well, I'll tell you, pals. You see, she was posting this information out there on this Reddit, and some of these posts are called, hey, I'm getting dumped by a YouTuber. So some people's gears started turning, and they started thinking, which YouTuber is this? Which YouTuber is making money that did this? And she was talking about how they make some stuffed animal videos. Remember those in Steve Shives' post on his Patreon? By the way, you should subscribe to my Patreon where you can support me, because I am your favorite YouTuber, of course. And also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and like, comment, and subscribe. But anyway, in her Reddit post, she talks about how they're no longer going to be working on stuffed animal videos. And some people were able to put 2 and 2 together. You see, they're both around that age frame, the 36F and the 40M, and they're working on stuffed animal videos, and all of the details in her posts tend to line up pretty well with, well, Steve Shives. So let's take a look at this here, and it's very possible that we don't even have the right person. I think it would be a crazy coincidence if we don't, but just keep that in your mind with a grain of salt, just to be completely fair. But to be fair to Ashley, his wife, in this, I think we should take a look at these. So this is how should I, 36F, react to husband 40M suddenly Zoom calling his ex. Background. He and I have been together about 15 years. Weird, how long did Steve Shives say that they were together on his Patreon? 15 years? Fascinating. Lately, I feel like we've been growing apart. Nothing major, I just feel like he kind of forgets I exist. He's always working and I'm not really a priority to him. And now with the COVID, since we're at home together all the time, he feels like we do spend time together, even though it's mostly watching TV at night or eating lunch over the sink together. Like rats, I guess, over the sink. This is not the first time I have sensed the distance between us. Current issue. My husband has remained good friends with his ex-girlfriend for probably 20 years, before my time. I am not a huge fan of their friendship, but he insists on keeping it, so I just usually let it go because he doesn't listen or respect my opinion. Anyway, she's married and lives far away, and as far as I'm aware, they only interact on social media every now and then. So Steve Shives, the self-aggrandized feminist he'll call himself, the guy who really cares about everyone's feelings, won't even respect his own wife's opinions on this, on a female relationship that he has that she's uncomfortable with. I think that's a red flag, but hey, I guess that's just me. Today at lunch, he told me that he was jumping on a Zoom call with her. As far as I know, this is the first time they've spoken face to face since they broke up 20 years ago. Weird to just randomly want to go on a Zoom call. He has now been in this Zoom call for 2 hours and counting. Apparently, she also has this online conference thing she's hosting tonight, and he told me he's gonna tune into that too. I also found out that she had a conference the night before last. That night, he was in his home office working really late, but now I wonder if he attended that conference too, without telling me. I feel like I should talk to him about how I feel, but am I overreacting? At lunch, when he told me about today's Zoom call, he asked if it was okay with me in kind of an annoyed tone. He asked if it was okay with me in kind of an annoyed tone. And I almost laughed out loud. Instead, I just shrugged and asked if what I thought even mattered. She had to ask her husband that. Crazy. The guy who says that he's better than all of us, by the way. We both knew that he'd do whatever he wanted, whether I was okay with it or not. I know if I broach the subject, I'll just look like the tiresome, jealous wife. But am I justified here? I really can't tell anyone. What would you guys answer that? Because my personal opinion would be, not even knowing the end to this, yeah, you're pretty well justified. If you are in a committed relationship with somebody else and the other person is doing something that makes you uncomfortable, especially if it's with somebody of the opposite sex that used to be an ex of theirs, I think that you are definitely 100% in the right. You're not a naggy spouse if you bring that up to them and say to them, hey, that's not cool. I don't think I'm okay with this, and I think that we need to have a discussion about this.
Because trees are awesome.
Then on August 4th, we've got another post here. This one is called, Husband has been having a long-term emotional affair with a married woman. He's begging me to not tell her husband. Advice? It goes, 4 days ago, my husband told me our marriage was over. His longtime friendship with his ex from 20 years ago turned sexual. This was all via text. Apparently, he has loved her ever since they broke up and never told me about his feelings. So, did he break up with you over text, or did it go sexual over text? I guess I'm a little curious on the context there. I knew they were friends and never liked it, but I had no idea it was at this level. He would rather keep her in his life than stay married to me. Up until now, I thought our marriage was good and we had a bright future together. I am devastated, she says. She is also married. Nice, Steve. You're a really great guy. So you're cheating on your wife with another woman who's cheating on her husband. Great. She is also married. She lives hundreds of miles away. She is not leaving her husband. Her husband has no idea, as far as I know, but she and my husband text and message each other every day. They also are all over each other's social media posts, so it's right there in my face. And guys, I just want to let you know as well, we're going to take a look at his YouTube channel in a little bit here. We'll be able to tell who this new girl is in case you were wondering. We'll be able to pretty clearly get a grasp as to what's going on. He doesn't even hide it. He doesn't even hide it. It's just out there on the open. The guy who acts like he's better than us and tells you how to run your life better than you know how to run your own life. The guy who says, I know better and I'm just a really morally upright person and I know what's morally right, is sitting there cheating on his wife and then bringing in the new chick onto his YouTube so that they can make YouTube videos together right in front of our faces. That's what we're witnessing right now.
And then one day you make it to the top.
I want to tell her husband. I know it's probably vindictive because I only think about it when I get angry. My husband is begging me not to do it. So nice one, Shives. You're begging your wife. You're begging the wife that you've been cheating on not to tell the girl that you're cheating on her with, the girl's husband that you're cheating on her with, that she's also cheating on him with you. What a mess that is. He doesn't want to ruin her life. And I'm like, what about my effing life? Yeah, great point, Steve. What about her life? And it wouldn't be her ruining her life, by the way, Steve. It would be you and the mistress that would be ruining her life. Yikes. What about our life? What about her husband's life? What about this other guy's husband? Or this other guy who's married to her, huh? What about his life? What about our life together? I am just done with this sniveling and sorries. He probably was crying up a storm too. God, what a piece of junk. Also, his ex is the one who escalated the friendship into something more. Yeah, is that just what Steve Shives is saying? My whole life is going to be blown up. I will have to find a whole new way of living because up until now, I've been working at home while he supported me. Meanwhile, he does not have to change anything. All he's talked about is how much he loves her, blah, blah, blah. For 15 years, he's told me I was the love of his life. I am honestly grief-stricken. I know the letter to the husband won't help anything, but it sure won't effing hurt anything at this point either. And one thing to keep in mind is that while Steve Shives has been working on YouTube and he gets a decent amount of views, nothing to really make a ton of money at, she was working in the beginning. When he was trying to start YouTube, he didn't have a job and he was just doing YouTube and she was working full time to support him. So now when she has to stay at home because she had some medical issues, he is dumping her now that he's got his YouTube money. Yeah, you're a really good guy, Steve Shives. Great one.
But it's more than that too. Sometimes you're in a difficult situation or things seem to be moving too fast.
Now there's getting dumped by a YouTube personality, aka my personal effing hell. So my husband has a YouTube channel, Steve Shives. Mostly we see eye to eye in politics, but he's made a career of being outraged on the internet and getting people to think he's this prince of a dude who is a total feminist and upstanding person. That is his entire brand. That's his entire persona on YouTube, by the way, is I know the right thing and I'm just trying to help the world be a better place. Yeah, actions speak louder than words though, Steve. Sorry, buddy. Meanwhile, he is offloading my ass for an ex he's carried a torch for 20 years. She's getting a little bit more serious here. For 15 years, he forgot to tell me he was in love with this woman who is happily married, by the way, and not leaving her husband, and swore to me that they were just old friends. A lie. What a feminist you are, Steve, huh? When she finally told him she had feelings too 2 weeks ago, it went romantic and sexual, all online and long distance, mind you, but at that point, he was gone. Totally checked out, mentally/emotionally. 6 days ago, he admitted the truth, completely shattering my life and our life together. I have not seen the man I married and truly loved since. I was truly blindsided. I'm still in shock. Earlier this week, he did a live stream, and if you're familiar with YouTube, you know there's a live chat room there. I guess because I effing hate myself, I watched part of the broadcast after it aired live, wondering if this AP, I don't know, affair partner, had been brazen enough to be in the chat room. Of course she was. He had made her a moderator. She cheerfully chatted up a storm with other people. He brought her into the YouTube and made her a moderator. Steve Shives, maybe he really is a feminist just because of how much he loves all these women, huh? Then, at the end of the live stream, I skipped ahead, which was thankfully seen by only 6,000 people, which also puts us in the Steve Shives' view range. The affair partner said in the chat something like, "I'm gonna be in this virtual such and such thing on Saturday night." And then, on the screen in front of my face, my husband reads her comment aloud and is like, "I'll be watching, and I know you'll do great." Although he never says sentences that short, so it was something a lot longer and bullshittier. I confronted him about it yesterday in our online counseling session. His response? "I didn't think it would hurt you, I just wasn't thinking." So yeah, just remember, when the end of your marriage is sucking hard, it could always be worse. Your spouse could be a minor internet celebrity. FML. Yeah, without a doubt. I didn't think it would hurt you. I didn't think it would hurt you that I'm giving public emotional love and support to the person that I'm cheating on you with. Steve, how crazy, Steve, that you think you're better. Look at this total mindset that he's putting on is really indicative of his whole persona too. He thinks he's morally better than everybody else. He thinks he can come on YouTube and publicly tell people how to better live their lives, and he'll shame people if he thinks that they're not morally righteous people. And he's over here dragging the woman that he's been married to for over 10 years through the coals, cheating on her with another woman, bringing her in, doesn't take his wife seriously, doesn't respect his wife's opinion, and then his response is, "Oh, I didn't think it would hurt you. I just wasn't thinking." Yeah, that's your problem, Steve. You don't think.
And then pulled up to the next one, and then I just kept going.
Her posts are pretty sad too. Getting dumped when you have a chronic illness. Anyone been through it? How do you deal with relatives that are in denial about the impending divorce? How do you trust anyone again? How do you trust your own perception of people again? It gets really dark. Obviously, she's very depressed about this. And the thing about this too is she's not trying to drag Steve Shives through the coals. You see, she put this information out there on public just so she could get advice, but she didn't name any names. People had to put the dots together themselves. She didn't out her husband for doing this. She's not trying to drag her husband through the coals. Her husband's just not a good guy, and she is not even running him through the ringer. That's what we're watching right now. It's crazy.
Why are we in a tree?
And there's this one here. This one is called "He Even Cheats in a Nice Guy Way." AP is a cancer survivor. AP is a fair partner, I think. And Steve Shives is, you know, when people talk about the nice guy, that's what Steve Shives is, by the way. He's like the male feminist who really just cares about women. Obviously not that much, but whatever. She says, "My husband is still in love with his ex-girlfriend, though he denied it for years. He finally admitted 2 months ago that they've been having a long-distance emotional affair. She's only 40, but has had a double mastectomy due to breast cancer. She's been cancer-free for 10 years now. And for this reason, among many others, he was sure to tell me, he said he can't give her up and cares more about her than me. You care more about this woman because she had breast cancer as opposed to the woman that you were married to for over 10 years and you were with together for 15 years? Yeah. Or you just let your second head do all the thinking there, Steve. Also, I guess she's not a complainer like he always thought I was, which makes me feel like shit. Basically, if I expressed a single negative emotion, I'd be complaining. I've had a lot of health problems over the years, though none of them were life-threatening, and I can't help but feel like mine weren't bad enough or something. He always comes out smelling like roses, though. Hard to hate a self-affirmed boo guy who goes for the titless wonder because of true love. Effing gag me. What a joke."
You still haven't actually answered my question.
What? Yes, I did.
Just 2 more here that I want to take a look at. She has, "Did anyone else's cheating spouse treat them like they were a pal who should be sympathetic to their cheating related problems?" That's the kind of narcissist, manipulative guy that Steve Shives is. Totally taking advantage of his wife, cheating on her, and then makes it her fault. Tonight I'm ruminating on how, right after my cheating husband revealed all back in August, he talked to me as if I was a sympathetic ear. He actually sat on the couch and cried about how he would probably not see his affair partner in person again. She's married and lives far away. I just sat there and stared at him, incredulous that he was treating me like his therapist or impartial buddy or something. I think he actually expected me to feel sorry for him and comfort him in his anguish. Unbelievable. How unbelievably manipulative is that, to cheat on somebody and then complain to the person that you cheated on about, "Oh, I just don't know if I'll be able to see him again." You know what it is? he knows that you're going to be pissed at him, and he's trying to hide the anger that you'll have against him behind new sympathy. He's trying to create sympathy out of nowhere by manipulating you to make you feel bad for him so that you can't be mad at him. Because you can't really be mad at somebody that you feel bad for. And Steve Shives knows that. He's trying to manipulate you to make sure that you can't be mad at him. He's trying to maintain the good guy routine. Because that's who he is. I'm Steve Shives, and I'm a good guy. Yeah, you're a piece of garbage, Steve. Final one here, and this is the last post that she made on December 29th as well. She says, update, how should you announce a divorce publicly? Link to the original post. So my cheating soon-to-be ex-husband, who is also a YouTuber, is going to announce our divorce on his Facebook page tomorrow. I looked at the announcement and he was super kind to me. And in case you guys aren't aware, that is this post right here that he also put on his Patreon. Notice the dates as well. December 29th, 2020, and she posted hers December 29th, 2020. This is why this really looks like it's the same person, and everything is just lines up so perfectly that if it wasn't the same person, I'd be crazy surprised. What a joke you are, Steve. By the way, I'm on, you know, this website, Patreon, under Varke, so yeah, check me out there. Okay, so I looked at the announcement. He was super kind to me. Like, he was laying it on thick about how great a partner I'd been, blah, 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 and how he hopes we'll remain friends and are parting on good terms. It makes me roll my eyes because I know what a bunch of hooey it is. Nice. So now we're getting the second-hand view, or the other side of the coin, as to this personal announcements, or this, the personal announcement that he made publicly. I decided to say nothing. I typed something out, but I realized that nothing I could say would help me at all. Posting it wouldn't make me feel better. I'd probably look bitter or spiteful, and my only motivation was anger, if I'm honest with myself. So I emailed soon-to-be ex back and told him that I was taking the high road and would let his statement stand by itself. Then I ugly cried for a while. The first time I've cried hard since D-Day in August. I've been so angry for so long. I think it's helped numb me and get me through all of this, but facing the hurt is so much worse. I wish I felt better. However, I am proud of myself for not being spiteful. Let me tell you, I hate being the bigger person.
No, you didn't. You told me why you climb trees. But what about me? Why am I here?
Yeah, that is super messed up. What do you guys think about that generally? Let me know. Like, am I way off base here? I mean, surely you can't disagree with me that he's in the wrong, but maybe I'm being a little too harsh on Steve. I don't think I am. Okay, and to tell you why I don't think I am, maybe if it was someone else, I would be a little bit more sympathetic to Steve, but the problem is, this whole guy's, like I said, his entire brand is, I am an internet good guy. I really care about people, more than you care about people, and that just doesn't really hold true if you look at what he's got going on. So if you're trying to wonder then who this new person is, hey, let's take a look. Oh, there's a picture of her on his thumbnail there, and there she is again in the thumbnail here. Oh, interesting, interesting. Let's have a look. We could yeah, fascinating. Oh, what a good idea. What a good idea. So this is the girl that Steve Shives has replaced his wife with on his YouTube channel. This is who we're talking about. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, Steve. It's disgusting. And the fact that you're publicly flaunting it out there, tossing her on your thumbnails, and letting her be a moderator on your YouTube, just completely twisting the streams of your personal life in your YouTube, by the way, which is super dumb. Here's his whirlpool videos. His videos are garbage, by the way. Biological, spiritual warfare. He's got some Star Trek stuff. The guy just comes off as a pompous douche. That's really the truth of it. What a joke. Yeah, and you're not so great either, lady. You don't really smell like roses either. This is the lady who's cheating on her husband and also having the affair with the other married man. And I guess I don't know what else to say other than the two of you deserve each other. You really do. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video as well. It's always great for the YouTube algorithm if you really want to do me a solid to do all of those things to really get it out there into as many eyes as possible. Let's expose these guys for who they are, I say. I mean, come on. The audacity to do this to this person that you love and the person that you're with for 15 years. just to throw the life away. It's absolutely crazy. Support me in the links down below, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Stay tuned for another video coming out soon. Otherwise, I'll let you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching.